special episode. This is our 50th episode. Kurt Thomas was on our first episode. He wrote a song called Good Company, inspired me to do the show. Oh. Dude, thank you, man.
Dude, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
50 episodes, brother.
50.
Man, I love, well, actually, I don't love going back and watching the first one. Hey, my name's Scott Bowling. I'm here with Kurt Thomas. Kurt Thomas is award-winning singer-songwriter. He won CMT's Music City Madness and Kenny Chesney's Next Big Star. He's opened up for several people, including Zac Brown Band, Darius Rucker, Leonard Skinner, and a ton of other people.
Believe it. Oh God, man! I'll go back and listen to old records and just be like, and that's nothing against the sound quality or production, anything. Right. It's against me, my songwriting. I'll go back and be like, oh no, that's so bad. But then people are like, man, I love that, and I'm like, I'm glad you love it, man. I'm glad you do.
It's funny if you have a few drinks and you're like, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. That's a rule of life, isn't it, man? The more you do it, you know, you get better at it, and
right on.
The key is just. You got to stink for a while. I mean, and like the first song I ever wrote was called "Come Back to Me," is off Kurt Thomason's Small Town Band album, and it was just. I mean, I go back and listen to some of those songs now, and I cringe. I'm like, oh God, that was so bad, so bad. But you know, I think every writer needs to go through those years of trying to create their craft, you know, and just trying to become a better writer. And there's a rule of songwriting where you got to write like. It's not a perfect rule, but you got to write like 10 songs to get one good one, you know, or one worth listening to. And
Back in Georgia, man.
Yeah, that's the one worth listening to.
I love that song.
That was a nice gift, and I didn't want to do it. I was getting to that age where I was like, man, I got to show I still have hair, but I love my Dr. Pepper hat. That thing finally just fell apart. You know, I just wore it to death. The funny thing about this record, though, is at the time in country music, like, if you listen to a lot of 90s country, it was like any of the upbeat songs, they'd all go, whoa, whoa, and stuff like that. I mean, if you listen to this record, you hear me do that.
You do, yeah.
Oh, man, I do it so much. I go back and listen now. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no.
You should throw one in there in 2036.
No doubt, 2036, my next record, I'm going to be playing Sabrina's song. Whoa!
But you gotta give an old man like, oh.
Oh. I don't old like I used to.
I'm not a good old man.
But it was so nerve-wracking, and like in the video you see me drinking that Jack. It started
off.
Is
that real Jack? Or
man,
what?
It started off as sweet tea, but it ended up being Jack.
We had probably about 30 beers.
You also have your own moonshine, which is awesome.
Oh yes. It's a pecan pie, made by Local Choice out of Charleston, South Carolina.
How'd you pick the flavor, man?
They sent me, that was the best part. They sent me tons and tons of flavors of moonshine.
You're laughing the whole way through.
I'd invite buddies over, and like, all right, guys, come over here, and we'd all sit there and sample the moonshines, and like, and at the beginning you're like, oh, this one's good, and this one, it's okay. This one's great, and by the end you're like, they're all good, man. They're wonderful. Let's just blend them all together.
30 beers. So you went back to the studio with Lee Davis, right, for your second. This is where I met you, too.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm surprised you even talked to me. Look at me.
Look at that.
Look at how cheesy.
You wore that jacket to work, and you were proud of it.
Yes, I was. I was so...
You're proud of it.
Man, I was cool.
And you were cool.
No, I wasn't. Not at all. And Elvis, man, it was like, Elvis was so cool. I mean, like, yeah, his styles and stuff of clothes he wore, like, they're not in style today, but... As far as just a cool guy who could hold an audience in the palm of his hand, nobody could do that.
And I like how you write the song, because you write it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you write it almost like you were there, and you're like, you know, you were there in the like you're almost writing about someone else.
Oh
like,
yeah, and
I
wrote it
and got to witness it.
Oh yeah, well I wrote it with Dennis Morgan.
Dennis Morgan, who wrote all the hits.
And he actually, you know, he was at Elvis's funeral.
Wow.
And stuff like that.
God,
and you know, he was around Nashville whenever Elvis was still alive, you know, and playing shows, and he got to see Elvis and stuff like that. So it was good having Dennis with me while that was happening. But I'll always be an Elvis fanatic, man. I love Elvis. I just think he's cool.
Well, Kurt, I appreciate you being here, man.
No,
thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
It's
I
been
wouldn't have
awesome.
missed it for the world.
Awesome, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Getting back with the bottle.
But dude, I appreciate it, man. 50 episodes
brother,
in.
50. Dude, you're doing so good.
Thank you,
I'm so
brother.
proud of you.
Thank you for inspiring me to do this. Thank you that we got to play a song today.
No,
Good company.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's good to be in good company.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Kick back with a bottle of Jack and watch the world go by. I got supper cooking up in the kitchen, country music on the radio. Not a cloud in the sky, oh my, feel a good buzz coming on. I've been working all week in the city, and I think I deserve a break. Gonna kick off the working shoes I'm wearing and have a little fun today. I'm gonna kick back with a bottle of Jack and watch the world go by. Just a full swing, a 6-string, and a Tennessee whiskey high. I'm gonna save my worries for another day. Today I'm satisfied. Just a kick back with a bottle of Jack and watch the world go by. Yes, I'm gonna kick back with a bottle of Jack and watch the world go by.
30 beers.